How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 28 Chapter 4. This is Season 28 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Episode 4. In this episode, we will be talking about tension and thought pairing through territoriality. To start off, when two people are in proximity to each other, the physical territoriality of one invariably produces a tonic relationship, inducing dominance on the other. This means that, let's say, person A and person B are spatially proximate. Let's say person B is talking. To some degree, the expression of B will reflect the unconscious verbalizations of A. The expression of these unconscious verbalizations balances A. This is a quintessentially tonic-dominant relationship. Now, it is important to note that the social tension which generates the emotional imbalance of person B is created by A. Further to that territoriality. To put it another way, person A unconsciously penetrates person B by acting on person B through his or her non-consensuality. This generates thoughts which are induced by A, reflective of A's inner monologue or stream of consciousness. Or said another way, A creates an imbalance in B, which is offset by meeting the expectations of A, verbalizing A's emotions. Now, this is a pure example of the tonic-dominant relationship. But most such relationships are rather more fragmentary. In other words, when A and B are interacting, if A is speaking, then A's expression will be reflective of B's expectations, sometimes more than others. This means that, for example, A's speech will reflect reactive verbalizations, which belong to B, along with other verbalizations that are better representations of their subjective stream. The point is, all interactions are an interplay of expectations. It cannot be said that someone is purely a tonic or purely a dominant in most situations, as people participate cooperatively to maintain communication. Likewise, we also know that interspersed between periods of expression are inhibitory periods, which generate dissonant consensualities. Thus, when B is inducing through territoriality certain expressions in A, largely by acting through A's non-consensuality, that is, not following A's expectations, A may prevent this penetration by inhibition of that expression, creating a dissonant consensuality. This tells us that the content of A's dissonant consensuality is essentially just a displacement of B's expectations and A's non-consensuality into a parallel dissonant space. Thus, in interacting with others, it is important to be aware that you can displace their expectations, but ultimately that displacement results in expression one way or the other through your non-consensuality or a dissonant consensuality. The value of inhibition is primarily in the bifurcation of experience rather than self-determination. In other words, our inhibition is a manifestation of our accommodation of the other's penetration of our unconsciousness. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.